we've got a Eldari Warlock. Old one in metal. You can get the zoom in. All primed in black. So, scheme we're going to try to go for. Here's my Farseer. Purple, black, and yellow with some bone. So, let's start with purple and work our way up. All right. So we're going to start with a royal purple, regular purple, then a faded plum. That's what we're going to start using. Welcome to C7 Hobbies, Hobby Hangout. What's everybody working on today? Today we're going to be working on a Eldar Warlock. Just load the brush. God, it's gorgeous purple. All right. Let us know what you're working on. What you'd like to be working on. All right. Using a number 2 brush today. Stay more frame. Oh. Still getting used to painting in front of a camera. Very limited certain areas, but what I can. All right. God, that's a gorgeous purple. Have I said that before? Pretty sure I did. Man. Not too worried about getting over some of the minor details. Come back and clean those up. Don't forget his collar. Everyone got planned for today. additional painting, building. Yesterday I finished up, almost finished, building up my Wraith Lord. Got another one coming, along with a walker. Actually started spray painting or base painting my Shroud Runners. I was debating on painting today, but decided I wanted to get this guy out of the way. All right. Getting up in there in the arms. Got enough coverage for the time being. A little bit underneath. Just a bit in between. Well, clean it up. All good. All right. I've got enough of that purple. Just going to line up just our main colors that we want. So for the sword, we start using some jade. And then we'll end up highlighting back to a bright jade, then bright green blue for highlights. But initially we'll start with the jade. Really offset from that, from the purple. There you go, some jade. sword. A little bit more details there. Just the hilt there. It's hard to twist and get around there. Got it. Jewels. There we go. All right, now we got the jade. Now for the bone stuff. So we're gonna got some old Warhammer paints. Still got a soft spot for some of these. We got Banshee Brown, Brain Matter Beige, and Skeleton Bone. Start with a Banshee Brown. Highlight with a bit of a Skeleton Bone and then a Brain Matter Beige. After the final highlight. These ones we've got they're thick. Not like the Pro Krill that are perfect, just coming right out of the bottle. We need to thin down a bit. A little bit too much water down there. More off the brush. Definitely two thin coats there. Make a mistake. Dip in a bit of water. Right out. And then just completely wipe it off. It wipes off almost everything, but hey, better to wipe it all off than I get to sit there. Perfect. All right. Just clean up a little bit there. And we're not going for display. Case looking is just tabletop ready. Add a little bit more detail at the end afterwards. He's a character. All right. Need my cheek glasses soon. Some of these details. Never be afraid to turn the model in any way you have to get in there. Go. Go. More. Don't know what I want to do with shoulder pads. My first series got the bone ones, but looking to put in a little bit more yellow. Yeah. Shoulder pads are going to go yellow. Some yellow freehand on the robes, sleeves. All right. Now we're going to do the leather. Leather, we've got some dark umber, light umber for some highlights. And then we'll do a little bit of mixing. Some of the other highlights. chunk just fell in the paint there. There. All right, let's get into other items. So when you paint your models, do you focus on just the one item? Maybe just the robes, get that completed, and move on to the next, or does everybody block in your main colors and figure out what is what on your model? Let me know in the comments. Plaster. Little pouches. There we go. I missed a spot. Tidy up my first coat there. Extra coverage at the bottom there. Wicked. Beauty. All right. He's got even a... Oh, I didn't even notice that. Recover some black shoes. All right. While we wait for that purple to go, what we're going to do is we're going to put in our highlights real quick. At least plan to do the highlights for the sword. All right. So we want a little bit just on the top here. Bottom. Actually, nope. That's not what I wanted to do. like it never happened. Shh. Right in the middle is going to be at the bottom. Opposites. Give me my first real full attempt on non-metallic metal sword. Not 100% good, but just takes practice. I'll try on something today, like, whoops. The more you practice, the better you get. So. I'll try it today. So. So we've got firstly up there, and then we'll pop in the bright jade. And just putting in our lines, and we'll come back. There we go. Welcome, those are just coming in. The C7 Hobbies painting hangout. And just paint, practice, build. It's the opportunity to just get stuff out of your backlog. There we go. Got those put in. Actually, on the some on the hilt. On the top, because that's where the reflection would be. Go here. There we go. All right. Get that lined up. Let's get into our purple. A little bit of a mix. Two purples. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for the follow. Flying Ryan, thank you. And we get the highlights into the arm. There's a lot of good wrinkles up on here. What's everybody working on today? Working on this Warlock. Oldie. Had him for, oh geez, probably 30 years. Be nice to finally get him painted. On the, get him into some of my games. Yesterday was painting up my, or basing actually, my shroud runners. So looking forward to painting those up. I've got another War Walker I've been building, and a Wraith Lord. So I've got all the old metal models, so placing some of them with some of the newer stuff. Not that I'm getting rid of my older ones, not at all. Ryan, working on some Iron Jaws last night. Oh, nice. Very cool. Podcast, nice. We got planned on the podcast. AOS stuff. Oh, very cool. Well, good luck with that. And everything works out and people enjoy it. Never really played AOS. Definitely something has piqued my interest in the last few months. Got some really nice models too. So, well, there we go. Stay in frame. There we go. Again, we've got all the primary highlights now. Go into the regular purple. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you very much, Flying Ryan, for following on Instagram and YouTube. Appreciate it. For 40K, yeah. Been totally on board on 40K. Oh, geez. Don't want to show too much my age, but it's been 94, 95, 95, 96. Yeah, no, 96. 95, 96. You know, we started to get into it because I was trying to get others into Napoleonics. And nobody wanted to play Napoleonics. We got a few games in. But again, they wanted a larger group, and everybody was really all crazy about this 40K. Someone showed up at school with an old magazine, and everybody was all gawking at it and whatnot. So we were able to get quite a few people on board. That's how I kind of got introduced it. It was there weren't many armies at that time. Oh my goodness, we had, even for Space Marines, it was like Ultramarines, Blood Angels, Space Wolves. I think those were the three main ones at that time. There may have been some other ones. Those were the three big ones that I remember. The only three that came out with a codex at the time. I think it was. Then we were called the Eldar, the Orcs. Then it was Imperium, Tyranids with Gen Stealers, but they were together. Second edition box. Yes, yes, absolutely. Second edition as well when you start. Oh, nice. Which army do you have on the... Or which army did you start with or have now? Who knows? I have a few more now since I started getting back into it. I've only gotten back into it in the last 13, 14 months now. My younger brother got me back into it. He's got a huge chaos army. And obviously my primary army is Eldar. I originally started with chaos, but there wasn't enough stuff in the second edition when it first came out. There was nothing. Granted, where I was located, I was in the Northwest Territories, and at that time, there you had to be in a big city in order to really get something. And luckily, we knew someone from the UK was willing to ship us stuff, so that's where I got my army. So started with the Marines and Orcs, Imperial Guard, went Tau. Wow, cool. Oh, and then all your stuff goes. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. Have you rebuilt? You have which armies now? Tau have been interesting. I've always had an eye on Tau, but I don't know. I think I got to learn more of their lore. That's the problem. I'm not really like the kind of big Gundam suits, but stolen 20 years ago. Oh, jeez. Yeah. It sucks. All right. Got most of that purple in there. Pretty sweet. The final highlights. Those we got the faded plum. So we'll mix the purple and the faded plum, and then we'll go straight just plum, or just the faded plum. Really. Tau and Mech. Ultramarine slowly building Imperial Guards. With the metal. Oh, nice. Yeah. Got a soft spot for the metal guys, too. Yeah. It's funny because when last few games I played with a new buddy of mine, I had my old aspect warriors all in metal. And as we were putting them away, he was helping me out, and he picked a bunch of them up, and he was like, "Holy cow, what do you have on these things?" And looked underneath thinking I had some weights on them or something. Nope. Just still metal characters. So find it nice with the added weight, especially during games. Don't get knocked around as easily. There we go. And again, the highlights with the faded plum and the purple. Only in portions. Don't paint all of your previous item. Just a little bit. Working up those highlights. After this, I'm gonna listen to some Tau lore. I don't know much more about the Tau. Oh, yeah, because I got the Eldari, and then when I first started, I was looking at all the cool Eldar stuff and all the new plastic kits. Was all like, "Oh, these are totally awesome," and then realized I was like, "What's with these Dark Eldars? These Drukhari? What are these guys?" Considering what they came out third or fourth edition, never even had heard of them. So started looking and realized, ooh, I can play them as Yanari. So started to get my toe into there. My second army's Dark Eldar, because then once I started collecting a few things, then it was like, ooh, well, I want a bit of this, and I want a bit of that, and I want a bit of this. So I think my favorite is the Bomber, the Drukhari. Gorgeous, gorgeous model. Then eventually started getting into sisters, so I've got a partially painted army of sisters. Then getting into Marines now. Got a few Space Wolves. I got the Space Wolf box set. Which need to get into, and then just because of the Lion, now I got to do Dark Angels now. It's like, damn it. But sticking to the Elder. All right, almost done. There we go. And then extra highlights really make it pop. Then we'll do the final highlight of just the faded plum. Hello and welcome to C7 Hobbies Hangout. Those of you just joining us, painting an old Warlock, Elder Warlock. Went too high that highlight. Magic eraser. That one's done. Q-tip with a little bit of water. Makes it like it never even happened. Let us know in the chat if what you're working on, planning to work on. I'm still using a number two brush. Be amazed at what you can do with some of the bigger brushes. Get into the smaller brushes until we get much smaller details. Used to use a small brush all the time. It was really hard to some of the items were just getting into it was much more difficult than I anticipated. Surprised though when I upgraded to a bigger brush that really helped. Actually improved my brush control. So don't be afraid to move up in brush size. Can be intimidating sometimes, but get there. Oh, nice. Wicked. Love it. Love it. Yeah. I've got my second edition box on my counter thing there. That's beauty. Nice. I just have the books, yeah. Excuse me. Nope. I still got the books as well. Still have my box, surprisingly enough. It's pretty worn out. Let's just say. It may make another move, maybe two, but that's about it. Yeah. So wicked box. I actually still have the figurines as well. So give you a look here. I got. I can get in here. I won't take them all out, but one of each. That's still my orc. And I ended up painting them as space wolves. Didn't have enough of the didn't have any markings, so I had to paint them my own. But oops, there you go. So I got a squad of each there. I still haven't painted my Gretchen. I still have them, but haven't painted them yet. So, but it's definitely something I'd like to go back to, and because I've only painted 10 of the Space Marines, I still got the other 10 to paint, and that's when I was playing around with the Space Wolf colors, kind of thing. So, thinking definitely can go back. Maybe I'll do that for another hobby hangout for sure. That'd be cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do that for another hobby hangout. Yeah, still haven't figured out the proper coloring I want for my Dark Angels. Figured out different schemes for the Space Wolves. I got that one, and then I've got another one for what is it, the Thunder Cavalry or the guys riding on the wolves. That one I did with sponging, which I really liked the way those ones turned out. So Then I've got another scheme of a much more grimdark, more dirty, grimy kind of look. So for the Dark Angels, haven't figured that one out. So just a matter of keep practicing, keep playing with paints and coming up with stuff. All right. The cloak is pretty much done. We may come back and touch up a few extra spots here and there, but I'm going to darken a few extra areas. Actually, some of the parts are too bright. I got another highlight there that I want to do. Cool. All right. Let's see if we can blend that sword. So my colors 1 on 1. More of a glaze going. Loaded brush. Let's try that again. Oh. Didn't really glaze as well as I thought it was going to be. No, I'm going to need my cheek glasses. There we go. Once you get up there in age, even with the trifocals, I sometimes still can't see. Oh my goodness. Getting old. Worst thing I've done. Say that jokingly. All good. Previous one went too strong. There we go. That's much better. There we go. Sure, I'm still in frame. Well, no, thank you very much, Flying Ryan. Sorry, Flying Ryan. Nice meeting you as well, and definitely catch you again. Fun with the podcast, and all the best. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. Always appreciate it. Sec here. Someone trying to. Yeah, trying to text. Oh, good. Excellent. All right. Hey, JJ, yes, this is a metal Warlock. I've had it in my possession for, going almost 30 years. Finally getting them painted. So, Eldar Warlock. I've still got quite a few metal figurines still left to paint. And thought today, why not get it done? So, we're painting up just the robes, now onto sword. My first real attempt at non-metallic metal on a sword, so see how it goes. But again, one needs to practice. The more practice, the better you get. Even though the glaze dries pretty quickly, it's not as quickly as I'd like. So while we're waiting for that, let's get back into the helmet. Or actually, better yet, let's finish off the leather first. Then we're gonna get that off the that done, and then we'll move on to helmet and gear. All right, so we got some skeleton bones, some old Warhammer paints that I'm still attached to. not ideal at times, but it just needs to be watered down, that's all. Once you learn to thin your paints, these are actually not too bad. Oh, I wanted to do the leather, not the bone. Wow. Well, at least that's ready for the bone. All right. Yeah, so we're painting a Warlock from the Eldar army, 2nd edition. Actually, my one and only Warlock. I've ordered those, the made to order box set, or the pack of 5 Warlocks. Such a deal. Oh, if you're an Elder player, get it. Considering the plastic ones, you get 2. And here you can get 5 for the same price if it's 2. So when I saw that, definitely had to jump on board, get that done. So loaded brush. Well, that initial highlight is a mix of the dark umber and light umber. And then we'll go in the light umber only after. I'm still in frame. Good stuff. Coming along. There we go. No, I gotta switch brush. Getting into the details. This is the two is great, but 2 is too big. A little bit brighter. get those edge highlight out. So it's a mix of a skeleton bone with light umber. A bit of water. There we go. Beauty. Great stuff. Little imperfections here and there. Back pouch. Frame. Beauty. Oh, it's starting to come up. There we go. Looks great. All right. Now let's get into the helmet. All right, let's see if I can keep sure it stays in frame. Go. all over his collar. All right, let's clean that up. Eek. What got into my palette? Happens, the joys of owning pets. There we go. Up the helmet. Considering that first coat was not ideal, but better after the second coat. Beauty. There we go. Well, pretty. There we go. There we go. Code's looking pretty good. Get in some of the finer details. Start to thick up here. It's funny with the army painter paints, they thicken up on a wet palette at times, and the Procryl will just fade away. Crazy how the different paints There we go. A little bit more. Go. All right, let's get back to that sword. Some more. Get some more glazing going in. For the more brighter. go. Bring that highlight a little bit out a little bit more. As much as I want to highlight that, I can't. Not even there. We're ready yet. A little bit more. A little bit more of the glazing again, pulling away. The last area that your brush touches is always going to be the darkest. You're always trying to brush it away. Oops. bit more light to it. No, little by little. Pulling away. Slowly coming together. Little lighting color up there. There we go. All right. Now let's some more details to the helmet. Sword dry a little bit. So we've already done the Banshee Brown skeleton bone, and then the brain matter beige. We make it pop. Add some thick paint. Water in there. Some clean water. Beauty. Oh. Excellent. Beige down here for that gem. purple inside there. Beauty. Beauty. All right. Just a few more touch-ups. There we go. All right. Frame. All right. Time to get into the helmet. Okay. Oh, I'm not even in frame. There we go. is that part? We get the yellow, the white, beige in there. Really hard to see in that, eh? Let's see if we can change the color. That help? Might brush out of the, there we go. See a little bit better on that way. That helps. All right, stay in frame, stay focused. Focused. Focus. in the top. Beauty. Loving it. All right. Now that's all right. Let's do a little bit more of his chest plates. There we go. Just a few. A little bit on the sleeve there. There we go. The final highlight, the jaded plum. For any of you just joining us, we got royal purple and purple faded plum for his cloak. Royal purple is a fantastic, beautiful color. Finalizing last highlight. Cleaning it up a little bit. More of the edge highlighting here. Slow and steady. Stay focused. Here we go. Then just for the final, to come up, just the final certain areas. The tips. It's the ring matter bead with the faded plum. There. Beauty. That's all nicely done up. Let's see if we can get a few of those jewels in. go. Quite a few of these jewels all over. Again, as you get into the finer details, like little tiny bits pieces like this, don't hold your breath. Please don't hold your breath. Bad practice. Control your breathing. If I can get this angle on camera. Just breathe, man. Just breathe. Problem is, if you hold your breath, your heart's going to start beating harder. Then when you let go of that breath, your heart's going to be pumping even faster. There's no way your hands or your body's going to be steady doing so. So you got to control your breathing. Slow it down. Don't hold your breath. Not an ideal practice. Get a little bit around his little noggin there. Great to use thick paint, but also a pain when they dry so quickly. Why you dry so quickly? Here we go. That should help. ton of details. All right, we got into the eye there. All right, let's get some black out. Clean it up a little bit better. Getting hard to figure out what's what. Actually, better yet, let me use the dry palette for the black. Keep it drop in the wet for using it coming back. Come on. There we go. Well, we got the black out. Let's fix up the shoes. Sure I'm in frame when I do it. There we go. Anyone new joining us, welcome to C7 Hobbies Hangout. Hobby Hangout. Every second Sunday. Maybe looking and go, but you had one last Sunday. How could that be every second Sunday? Well, last Sunday was my first test Sunday. Today's the official first stream. Last one was my test. Figured out a few things. Figured out how to get my volume a little bit higher. Still working on lighting, camera focus, and staying in frame. I will say I feel like I'm doing a better job this week. I say that as I'm painting completely not. Yeah, see, I want to get to that angle. You can't see it. Touch ups where I got purple on his hands. Ooh, I got that teal on. I want that one off. Oh, I got the other one. Yeah. All right, almost there. Put these in black. They'll jump out a little bit more. Focus. There we go. There we go. All right, last final stretch. Clean up some of these gems. I'm decided if I want all these nodes to be gems as well. Don't know. So many decisions. Clean up his collar a bit. frame, I know. Clean up this collar here. Cleaning it up, trying to do some edge highlighting as well. Wicked, eh? Beauty. Love it. Beauty. Friend, get in focus. There we go. I like that. All right. Some bright jade. Just a little bit of highlighting. It's getting a little stiff. There we go. Slightly coverage of the black. Just a little. There we go. Just a single dot. See? Single dot. That's using the brain matter beige. Don't necessarily always got to go with your whites. too much in your whites and your blacks. It looks washed out sometimes. Don't always need to go like, you know, I mean, most people will always go use a pale yellow. Most oftentimes. Pale yellow is a great color. Not knocking it. But if you're using certain colors already, whichever one's your lightest, which is right now beige matter, that's what I'm going to use. Beauty. Now let's clean up a bit of this helmet highlights here. Blending is not ideal. I'm gonna stay with the brush I've got. Ooh, rate of 21. Welcome. This is C7 Hobbies Hangout. Thank you so much. Honored. Thank you. Fire up. Painting a old Warlock. I've had it for 30 years. Decided, you know what? Get some paint on them. So finally getting around to do it. So my first official stream, so appreciate it. Thank you. These are going well. Appreciate it. How's everything on your ends? How's everyone else doing? Oh, appreciate. Thanks for spreading the love. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Well, it's been pretty good. Trying to get this guy tabletop ready. So we've already done his robe, leather pouches. We're just finishing up some of his gems. Sword still needs to be a little touched up. Again, it's my first attempt at non-metallic metal, but looking not too bad. Some clean painting, appreciate it. Thank you. Trying my best. So 30 years, appropriate time to wait for a paint mini. Absolutely. Don't ask me about my pile of shame or my pile of opportunity at this point. So, but I still have a few of the old metallic miniatures still left to do. I've got I just finished Jane Czar a few weeks ago. I'm doing still got a few of the others to do up. So always appreciate. Thank you. What's everyone else working on? Painting or building? Yesterday I was building up my see if I can reach there. My shroud runners, got them all basted up and ran. Because of course, jet bikes, Sam Ham. Got to go with it. So got a few others. I was planning to paint the jet bikes today, but again, with 3 of them, I'm not 100% sure of the scheme just yet. And since I've had this guy for a long time, wanted to get him done for a while, so. There we go. I'm just trying to clean up the helmet. 12 years, wow. It's a good That's a good run. Keep at it. You're almost at her. Yeah. Painting. He's the Leech Lord. Nice. Very cool. Oh, just trying to finish up around his helmet here. Again, it's a mix of the skeleton bone and beige matter beige, the old Warhammer paints. They can be finical, but if you water them down correctly, they will work with you. Plus, I need to finish them up so I can buy more paint. Oh, good. There we go. Really will tie in his helmet real good there. In frame. Still trying to stay in frame. It's always a challenge. I'm not sure if I want all of these to be gems. I like them not being there. So, all right. Now I mentioned I wanted to do some yellow, so we've got about 3 minutes before signing out. Let's see if I can get in there into my good old trusty pink. Oh no, it's the faded pink I want. It's pale pink. So I want some yellow. My Althway troops again. We were going off of Farseer, Althway, black, yellow with some purple. Just love the purple. But my Althway has always been the black and yellow with a bit of the bone. Since I've seen that's what people have been using instead of the yellow, but I've got a sweet spot for that yellow. So, but always use the pink, because painting yellow over black don't work. So we'll just get in there. Come on, focus. Pink. Again, it doesn't have to be a perfect coat. But if you can get in there. Get in frame, get in color. There we go, focus. Just wait, and then when you put the yellow on top of this, oh, beauty. Look absolutely gorgeous. What I did last time with my swooping hawks. I had some old resin swooping hawks for the refresh. I wanted to get painted, and I did this pink with the yellow afterwards, and oh my god, did it pop. So pink. Starts to look funny with the pink, but oh yeah, it'll look good. Put in just a quick second coat. Beauty. There we go. Give it a second to dry. Because with the yellow, a nice warm yellow, the golden yellow, and then obviously the pale yellow for the final highlights. Golden yellow is gorgeous, but I wanted to tone it down a little bit with the warm yellow. So keep at it. No. Absolutely. Oh, that's definitely late. Enjoy your evening. Have a great night's sleep. All the best. Thanks again for all the love. What a great one. Excellent. All right. Pink all dried up yet? Almost. Let's get there. All right, so let's get this nice yellow to the other shoulder while the other one dries. Oh, bam. Damn. Look at that yellow. Man, that's just one coat. Just one coat. Like, awesome. Awesome. Makes it so nice. Now, obviously, you don't have to always use the pink. I love the pink just because the pink really makes it pop. But, you know, you could use a gray if you want to tone it down a little bit. There are other colors. Just the pink makes it really pop. So, yeah, and then second coat just to clean it up. But again, there's not much. Maybe a little extra coverage, but telling just a little bit down at the bottom there. Some pink. The yellow's not covering as well as it should. That's okay. We'll just go in with a little bit of pink. Beauty. There we go. We'll catch the inside. Here. And there's the other one. Get the right angle. Very quick. There we go. Beauty. What yellow is that? It's a warm yellow from Procryl. My favorite yellow is the golden yellow. That one really makes it pop. But this one is more in line with the Althway old yellow color. Some of the older models were used. Most of my metal models I've painted in the old style, just an ode for how they've been painted before and kind of keep it alive. And a few others that I've been painting fairly newish colors, very much like my swooping hawks that I did last weekend. Very close to the modern day, but a different kind of a twist. It was from a white dwarf I had seen many, many years ago. And it always stuck with me, so I kind of wanted those for my resin ones. But all right. I think the yellow's good there. Oh, that's also what I wanted to do. I wanted to spread some extra yellow, so I want to do some yellow gems. Not something you normally see, but let's try it out. See how it works. Pink. Always, it's usually blue, green, red gems. Go into the other. Go. That dry bit. We get into the yellow. How is it? All right. I think I'm gonna have time to do the freehand. So originally, what planned was freehand along the cloak and the sleeve. That's okay. Keep at it. Let's finish the highlights for his boots. His hands. Try to finish those off. So again, when we finished the base coat, we did some coal black. For some highlights, we're going to use some warm gray and a slate gray. I don't know if the slate gray is going to be bright enough that I'm looking for, but I'll give it a shot. Let's try it. It's just paint. Worst case, yeah, just paint over it. Or try another scheme on something else. All right. Frame. Still getting used to painting in front of a camera. But it's getting better. Oh. Hands. Stays in frame. There we go. Focused. There we go. And slate gray. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be bright enough. Let's see what else we got. Warm gray. Let's try that. That looks like it'll bring it up an extra notch. Here we go. Oh, there we go. That's yeah. That was the right choice. Exactly what I wanted. Beauty. Okay. A little highlight inside a bit. Back. Come on, stay focused. There we go. Fingers. Beauty. No. Oh, a few more follows I missed. Sorry about that. White Wolf. Ferris. So, again, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Staying in frame? Of course not. Staying in focus? Probably not, but keep trying. Here we go. Knuckles. Do I want to rotate with the jade and the yellow? Just yellow? I don't know yet. Decisions. Let's get that. Let's see how the yellow looks as a gem. Ooh. Pretty. Very nice. I'll be a challenge to highlight that one. A yellow gem. Ooh, maybe some orange. Slight orange tint to it. Yes. Making up stuff on the go. There we go. Go with an orange yellow. Not dark enough. Go with the other orange. Maybe a mix. Oh, my lid just come off, really? So first, there we go. That'll do. Yes. So the other one we're looking at is the Nova Orange. Usually my drawers slide all the way out, but of course I've got other paints and stuff in the way, so excuse while I reach. Thank you very much, White Wolf. Appreciate it. All right, so let's try. How are we going to do this? I'm going to try to highlight some orange, yellow gems. Actually, would it be better if go orange and then the yellow? Let's see how this works out. Yeah. Soft spot for Eldar. That's my primary army. I've had this this Warlock for almost 30 years. So he's finally getting his required paint job. All right. I'm going to paint one of these gems orange, then highlight in yellow, and let's see which one looks better. Yeah, I've got quite a few Eldar. Still quite a few left to paint, though. Paint, but don't play. Oh, Age of Sigma army. Still don't play. I don't play as often as I'd like, but I prefer the painting aspect of it. Painting aspect's always been my favorite. So, oh, the gold yellow, pale yellow. Oh, both of them. They're going to get poured anyways, so I might as well get them on my palette. A lot of the pale yellow. Painting center my therapy. Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you. Absolutely. Oh, it's always a joy. So, definitely going to spread that around. Absolutely. Stuff. All right. Okay, now let's try to highlight this orange gem with some yellow. We're going to have to mix. Yellows are much runnier. All right. I don't know. Sure which one I like. Let's try the other one. Recently got my wife started painting. Oh, nice. You guys paint together, paint separate. Yellow gems are difficult. Yeah. It's kind of wasn't planning to go down the yellow route, but wanted more yellow. Oh, all right, let's finish those with this highlight. As I chuck my brush across my dry palette and everything else. Beauty. There we go. Mostly cleaned up. Tutoring her, so we paint together. We've been painting 2 years. Yeah. Well, 2 years is a lot of time under your belt. It's great. Absolutely. All right, let's try. Got the white dot. I think the beige isn't going to work on that one as well with the white. The yellow, I mean, capable noob. Good on you. Nice. Yeah. No, I'm not sure what I'm thinking about. Oh, these yellow. Yeah, no, the yellow and the orange. It's not working for me. No. Not working for me. So I'll just paint over. Beauty of paint. Just paint over. Wicked. All right. Well, if we're not going to go with the yellow, I'm going to go with the red. True tested red. So the bold pyro red. These are ones I've done before, so I know it works. Beauty. Thing to always keep in mind. Try something new. If it doesn't work, try again. If not, always just paint over it. So, don't be afraid to try anything new. Don't be afraid to fail either. Just always a learning experience. All right. The red works. I'm not sure what I think about it being on this character with this color scheme. No, I'll continue with that. And then see what comes of it at a later date. All right. The opposite direction. Do the white dot. Again, this is just tabletop ready. Nothing more. Maybe a little bit more for a display with the freehanding and stuff I want to do, but just to get it done for tabletop, no major items or extra blending for the gems. If it was display, then yes, then there'd be a little bit more extra blending, but I'd blend the yellow and the red a little bit more instead of just the straight yellow. But we're all set. Insta. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you very much, White Wolf. Appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely. There we go. All right, we got a couple. Done at 2:30. So, all right. Last but not least, the eyes. Gonna go with the red. Let's see if I can do this in frame and in focus. Paint dries so quickly. There we go. Red eyes are a blessing. Ah, yes. It'll be a pain at times, though. There we go. Point out that other corner. There we go. Oh, why am I not happy with this one eye? There we go. A little bit of the black just to clean it up. And my, oh, there we go. So my black is dried on my dry palette. Let's go to the wet palette. Beauty. Up a little bit more. There we go. See, there we go. A little bit of extra blending for the eyes. Extra water for this one. The little dots in the corner. Too runny. Don't hear that every day. Paints. All right. White dot. There we go. That one looks great. Now it's dried. Too runny, too dry, too thick. There we go. A little dot. Neither or. Beauty. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Always appreciated. It's my time for today. Let's see if we got someone we can also raid. So again, thank you so much for spending the time with me and together. Why is it telling me I can't raid? Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. What do we got? We can raid. Spread some love. Ooh, Stormcasts. Yeah, it's the least amount of views. Two. Star Wars Legion Rebels.